Okay, my friends, what we're going to learn in this video is real quickly how to make a pair of box plots side by side. You can actually make as many side by side as you want, 3, 4, 5 of them. This is nice when you need to compare multiple data sets just quickly visually to see if there's big differences between them. I mentioned in the videos for relative position that Excel's box plot generator is not the most intuitive, and it really isn't, which is why I wanted to make this this little instructional video, and I'm probably going to learn some stuff while I'm doing it. So let's get started. So I just made, like I said, I made up data, and I'm going to pretend this is all pounds. So 11 pounds, 11 pounds, 19 pounds. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab all the data, select it all. I know they're different sizes, and that's okay. And then you'll go up to Insert, and then you're going to come over here to this little middle one here, which is a statistic chart. Very interesting little vague statement. And I'm going to drop that down, and we're going to insert what's called a box and whisker, just like we learned. And right there, you're done. Except it's not very useful to look at it like this, because first of all, the title's terrible. I'm actually going to delete the title for now. It doesn't tell you anything. It's got a series of numbers on the left side, which doesn't tell you anything. So we're going to have to add to this chart for sure. So for example, the first thing we want to definitely do is turn on the legend, because at least that tells us what the blue and the orange are. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger and make it stand out. Okay, and the data set 1 and data set 2, again, extraordinarily vague. Let's give these things some names. Let's say this is the weights of first set. Yeah, that's good. And let's say this is the weights of the second set. And maybe I spell second correctly. All right, so that's actually pretty good. That way we can actually tell what we're looking at. Weights in what? Well, I made up a unit and said pounds, so we probably want to put a label over here because that's what this is here. So I'm going to turn on the axis titles, but not both of them. I don't think there's any need to turn the axis title on down low, because the legend tells us what the two plots are. So I'm only going to turn on the primary vertical, and I'm going to double click in there and change it to pounds. Pounds, I'm going to try to type that correctly, and that is way too small a font, so I'm going to make that bigger. And this is unfortunately one of those charts where I can't turn that label so that it reads left to right. It reads down to up, and I don't understand why Excel doesn't let you adjust all vertical axis titles on all their charts. But there are certain ones you just can't do it with, and who knows, maybe they'll change it in the future. But for now, we're stuck with pounds being sideways like this. Hope you can live with it. There's a few other options you've got available to you. I mean, it's nice that it's box and whisker. That's very, very nice. You can add the data labels, and what this will actually do, it's a little bit hard to see there, but it's giving you the max, the min, the median, and the quartiles. We can make them bigger and bolder so they stand out. It also gives you the average in here. This little X is something I don't usually include myself in box and whisker diagrams. You can also add the data labels to this one if you want. Now it's on both graphs. If it's okay with y'all, I'd rather not put those on. I think that those numbers actually kind of get in the way because you have the axis, right? I mean, you've got the axis. If you need to make the numbers bigger, you can. And I think that's all you really need, because now you can use what you know about box and whisker diagrams. And you can say, okay, so this minimum value of here appears to be about a 1. The maximum value appears to be about an 18. The median appears to be 11. Q3 appears to be 15. You can pull these numbers right off of the graphs themselves. All right, let's just goof around and see what else we can do with these things. I gotta feel there's got to be a way to take that mean off. I'm gonna right-click on the blue one and go to Format Data Series. Sometimes you get some fun stuff in here. Okay, gap width. Let's see what that does. What does that do if I? Oh, okay, that's kind of fun. That makes them wider. Okay, I like that. That makes them fill up the space better. Okay, that's kind of cool. How narrow can we make them? Oh, pretty narrow. That's. All right, I'm going to make that a little bit wider. That's good. That's good. What are inner points? Let's click on that. Okay, that's the actual data, I bet. Yeah, that's the actual data in the data set being plotted. Let's double check that. I'm going to close this for a second, then we're going to come back to it. So like the minimum is 1, and there's definitely I'm going to sort this data just to kind of look at that. Let's sort it. Nope, just continue with that one so they're in order. So I see 3 1s and then a couple 4s. That would make sense because there's the 1s, there's the 4s, there's the 5s. You know what I don't like about that though? You can't tell how many of them there are. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn that back off because I like it in theory. I just don't like the way they've delivered. It would be much better if it was more like our Excel calculator where you've got the histogram stacked up, but they don't have that. Show outlier points. This you'll see that in your homework, and I'll mention that in your homework, and we'll talk about that in our next lesson actually. Oh, here we go. Mean marker. Boop. We turn that off. The average is gone. Okay, I like that even better. Mean line. We probably don't want that. You don't want to have a line on the average, even though I can't even see what I just added. Apparently, there's a mean line on there. I can't see it though. I'm going to take that off. Inclusive median, exclusive median. Okay, I don't know for sure what that means, but I think I have an idea. Quartile calculation, inclusive versus exclusive. So when we actually calculate the quartiles, if you treat the median as within the upper or lower half of the data, or if you don't. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to leave it exactly as it is. Exclusive median. I don't see any reason to change it. It's not going to change it that much anyway. Even if we do switch it, you saw it changed a little tiny bit. It's not going to be the end of the world. I'm going to do the exact same thing on this one. I think the only thing I think I changed was I just took away the mean marker, and I'm liking it more now. So yeah, friends, that's how you make box and whisker plots in Excel. Nothing really to it. And then you can compare. The reason I'm going to have you do this on the homework is I want you to now compare the two. Admittedly, this was just random fictitious data I made up. The stuff in the homeworks is definitely a bit more applicable and hopefully more interesting. So let's get back to it.